When a person is in crisis due to substance use, they are rarely the only one affected. Parents, law enforcement, and medical providers all experience the crisis in different ways. With me now are representations from each of those groups to explore the commonalities experienced during a crisis. Brian, one of the things we were talking about is if you show up on a scene and you have to give someone Narcan, are there other avenues that people can use? I know some counties have the crisis drop-offs. Is there something like that in our county that is used?
So there is. We actually have a mobile crisis team that is apprised of one clinician and one peer support person. They'll actually come out to the scene when we request them, or if they call into the hotline, they can start assessing the situation, and if they have to respond out to the location, they will actually head out to the location and deal with the crisis firsthand.
Interesting. So Jenna, when you, in that situation, do they sometimes end up at the hospital, or is there somewhere else that they might end up?
Yeah, often they'll end up at the hospital, and that's when we would go speak with them and kind of assess for further supports.
What would be some of the supports that if somebody was in crisis right now and they were walking into the hospital, maybe what would be a recommendation that you would have?
Sure, so it would be de-escalation, and it would really depend on what someone's coming in for. You know, if they're coming in directly from an overdose, we would kind of just see how they're doing. How are you? Are you okay? When they wake up a little bit, we can kind of talk to them about their needs moving forward. But we try to make it person-centered and make it about them, and we don't want to tell them what to do. We want to ask them, what can we do for you?
Kind of help them be engaged in their own process. Beth, you do a lot with the Good Samaritan.
Yes.
And I know you go out, and I know you do presentations, sometimes even with people from my office. Can you explain to everyone a little bit what the Good Samaritan Law is, and briefly, and then I have a really good question for Ashley after you tell us what the Good Samaritan Law is.
So the Good Samaritan Law basically covers you if you are at the scene of an overdose, if you are helping the person, if you are dialing 911, if you're giving Narcan, if you're giving CPR. You're not going to be prosecuted for controlled substances if you are on probation, if you're on parole. We just want to make sure that people call to save a life and to know that law enforcement is more worried about you saving that person's life than they are if you have a record or anything like that. The people that were with my son were more afraid for themselves when he passed away than they were to save his life, if that makes any sense. And we're talking about a lot of people that are, they're in crisis themselves. They could be under the substances, under the influence of the substances at the same time. So we want to make sure that they understand that they're not going to get in trouble and that it's worth saving a person's life.
Yeah, I totally agree. Ashley,
Yeah.
one of the things that I hear from people in recovery is that everybody doesn't believe that. So speaking from your former life when in active addiction and how you are now, you know the Good Samaritan Law, how do you think people receive that? Are people believing that if they call and they're trying to get help for someone that there's not going to be any repercussions if the police show up?
I think that's why we still need to talk about it. Me being in active addiction, to me it's not the person, it's the disease. So to me it's the disease telling them, oh, well, you're going to violate probation, you're going to go to jail. When all that shouldn't matter. So like if we talk about it, like I see pamphlets. I'm sorry, who's going to pick up and read a pamphlet? But if we talk about it and voice it, people will know that there is a Samaritan Law, that you will not get in trouble. as Miss Beth was talking, you know, the people with her son were more worried about probably the 50 bag in their pocket than helping her son. So,
Yeah, Beth, if we were talking earlier about the mobile crisis and the way things are done now, having Jenna as a peer person in the hospital, all of these resources we have in our county, do you often now out in the community doing what you do think, I wish that some of these resources were here when I was going through this with my own son?
Absolutely. I mean, it's amazing how far we've come and everything that we've done, but oftentimes I will look back and just say, you know, if only there was mobile crisis for me to call when I was dealing with, you know, Sean, when we were trying to find him treatment again, you know, if only we had Narcan. You know, I go out and, you know, I'm a Narcan trainer, as you are too, but we didn't have that. This was almost 8 years ago. So we've come a long way, but yeah, I do go back and I think if only. But I'm glad that there's a lot of families that don't have to say if only anymore.
All right, so we have 1 minute left, and to wrap up, each of you just kind of share one thing that you can think of to someone that's maybe watching this, that's in crisis right at this moment. What would that be that you suggest for them to do? I'll start with you, Beth.
Reach out for help.
reach out for help. Don't be afraid to ask. I need help. And sometimes we can envision it but not say it. Say it.
Yeah.
And then you can envision it, and
Yeah.
you'll get the help.
Jenna?
Yeah. Call a family member, call a friend, call somebody, because there's people out there that are wanting to help and support you.
And I would say reach out, and again, it could even include law enforcement, because we aren't the bad guy. We're out there trying to get you the help that you need as well.
Addiction is a disease that affects us all, and only by working together can we hope to bring people out of the crisis and into recovery.